Hey, Pete Santora, Software Automation. We are here answering questions that come in from questions at softwareautomation.com. Today, what I thought I'd do is take a question from one of our staff. So my creative director is here, and he is going to ask me a question.
Yeah. So, Pete Santora,
Yes, Chase.
what I hear a lot is that automation is going to take away jobs in the apparel industry.
Yeah.
Is it?
Good question. I think probably just in general, what we hear is automation is going to take away jobs. Let me be more specific. Okay, so let's focus specifically on the apparel industry. I think the first thing to know when you look at the US is that we don't have any, we don't have any jobs. We don't even barely have an industry that's left here in the US. Almost everything has moved. Over the last 3 to 5 years, several mills have started to move back into the US. We've also have kind of the first cut, make, trim. But generally speaking, we have about 145,000 sewing and apparel workers here in the US. That's why we were funded by DARPA, was to try and solve for that lack in garment construction. So if you look at it globally, so point is, here locally, Chase, no. If anything, what automation is going to do is enable more of the supply chain to come back, because we're going to start making more stuff here. So we're going to need, if we start making more t-shirts here, we're going to need more of our own cotton. We're going to need more mills. We're going to need more fabric. We're going to need transportation along the way. We're going to need people to handle that. We're going to need more packaging. Okay, so it's going to create more jobs here. And on some of our numbers, what we ran were, we think in the next 10 years, we could produce 1 billion t-shirts. On 1 billion t-shirts, we would create 100,000 jobs down the supply chain. So we're going to create a lot of jobs here in the US. Globally, if you look at that and you say, okay, well, if you're going to create jobs here, maybe you're taking jobs from somewhere else. There's a couple things to think about. One, this isn't like the trucking industry or autonomous driving car, where once you get one truck that can make the roads, you can apply that to all the trucks. If you automate one good here, like a t-shirt, that doesn't mean you can do jeans. That doesn't mean you can do any of the other products that really that exist. So each product is unique in its own right. So this does not mean that automation just suddenly appears in all these different countries and takes all of the product automation. 1, 2, growing population. We're gonna have more people than ever that need to be clothed. 3, they're gonna want more clothes. Our consumption on clothes right now is only growing. Our hope is by having robotics that could do full automation, by making it close to where the consumer is, we can make the good only once it's been ordered, versus making all of these clothes that never get bought and then have to go to waste. And the final piece on this is that we don't have enough workers even in the developing nations. So if you look at India, China, Bangladesh, you look at all of these countries that are growing up, what's happening is the factories are in the rural areas and the people are moving to the cities, whether it's because they're trying to find a significant other, or the one-child policy, or the desire to just get paid more. All of that is moving people from the rural areas to the urban areas, and the factories are still in the rural areas. So they are running out of workers. The latest statistic as of this year is that 40% of Chinese millennials don't return to the footwear factory after the Chinese New Year. That's a huge number, right? But when you look at the competition for jobs, would you rather work at an Apple store, or would you rather work in a factory that may be 150 degrees? Right? You're working kind of next to these melters, or what kind of factories, what kind of environment do you want to work? What's the alternative that you have? And there's more alternatives in these countries than ever before, and they're only growing as they develop. So all of that being said, then we need more automation than we've ever needed in this industry, just to keep it moving forward. And I think that automation is also going to create new job opportunities. So I think in the apparel industry specifically, I think automation is a good thing. Thanks. I hope that was helpful to everyone watching. If it was, Please subscribe on the link below. If you have more questions, send them to questions@softwareautomation.com. Thanks.